views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in the cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to RAP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts,
Kim Purvis
and Allison Robinson. Make sure to check us out on our Facebook pages, RAP Paranormal and Friends and RAP Paranormal Busters, for up-to-date show information and events. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's been a while since we've been live. Kind of been busy, got a lot of things going on. And so tonight we thought, well, we don't have a guest tonight. We do have a guest next week, though. So next Thursday, tune into that. It'll be Carmen Turner-Schott discussing her new book, about astrology, so tune into that. But tonight we thought, well, we do have a new location coming up this weekend, so we thought, well, maybe we'll just kind of talk about that and our upcoming events that we're going to be doing, because we don't do a whole lot of events. We just started doing them again this year. We've only done one this year, and the other one was 8+ years ago. But before we get into that, the Saturday we are heading out of state to Kansas. Hello, John. And we are going to be going to the 1858 Garnet Hotel House. So we've never been there before. One of the previous owners, who's no longer an owner, obviously, Rob, had been on our show when we first started. I don't know, he was probably on maybe our second season, so probably 4 years ago. I had seen the place online or whatever, and I had him on, and I was like, man, I really got to get there. So now we are finally getting to go there. I've heard good things, but you never know what you're going to get. You never know how it's going to turn out. Some people have more activity than others, and that's just fine. But hopefully we'll have a pretty good experience, because if we do, then I would like to continue to go back there. We don't get out of state a lot, but we've been trying to do that more in the last couple of years. It's just costly to go to some of these places. I mean, some of them, yes, they are using that money to help preserve the place, or if it's run down, try to fix it up, etc. I get that. But, it does get costly to do these things, and, we don't make money off of this podcast. We don't make money off of our investigations, expos, nothing. So, we go into this fisting over the money that we earn from our everyday jobs, but it is what it is. I'm excited for this place. If any of our listeners have been there, love to hear your stories. Now, I heard, there was supposed to be thunderstorms in the forecast for the day we were going to be there, but now it's not. But there's going to be a full moon. So we'll see if we get anything with that. Maybe I should bring my jar and set up my water for my moon water and drink it the next morning. You never know. I mean, that's a possibility. I wouldn't put it past some. Just about anything anymore, it seems like, is paranormal or haunted or whatever. And, you can't always tell on the first time you go there either. I know when we first set out to do this, our first investigation was of Villisca. And, we were all about that. We were looking for wires. We were we're going to check. We don't want to make sure that there's anything in here that's going to give us this effect, we're getting all this stuff and it's all hocus pocus. But the stuff that we did get was pretty interesting, to say the least, our first time. Every time we've gone there, we've had something different. Now, there's other locations that we've been to multiple times, and we pretty sure there's stuff there, but, other times it's dead quiet. We don't get anything. You could hear a cricket fart. That's how silent it is. You don't get anything the whole night. It's literally, it is actually like watching paint dry. But I have seen, some places, you hear of trying to get in some of the big name people, celebrities. You've seen it on shows where some come in and saying they're having all this paranormal activity, probably to get the publicity or maybe get some money. But then in reality, it really wasn't haunted. They just made everything up. So I think that is a possibility for some of these places. But, you don't know until you try it. And find out for yourself and do some research on it and see. And, and there could be some people out there that go to these locations and they kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Exaggerate or something. What they're actually getting, or embellish, or go over the top.
Or fake their data and all that stuff.
Because you have all that editing.
Yeah.
Equipment and stuff like that. I mean, there's so much out there that you could edit. You can change the way it sounds. You can edit pictures to make look like there's a silhouette of somebody or something there. You don't know. You just don't know. So add to the legs. Yep, they could be if it's, a place that's been around a while. So I mean, there's more and more places popping up that say they're haunted. But you just, like I said, you don't know until you try it. And you need to go there multiple times to see, because sometimes you might go there the first time and not get anything. And then if you go there again, maybe you'll get something. So, it's different because, spirits don't come out on demand. They come out when they want to come out. So that's also hard.
Usually I write down what we've done the first time, and then we try something new to see if maybe they didn't like the way we were doing it, so we try something different the second time.
Right. So it'll be interesting. Like I said, never been there. There's only 3 of us going, 3 ladies, so it'll be interesting. Hopefully we don't need Depends for this place, because I don't have any of those, so better just bring an extra set of clothes, I guess. Never had to use them or anything like that in a location, knock on wood, but there's a first time for anything, right? Now, I've never been to this part of Kansas either, so nor have I really driven there, so it's going to be real fun. Unless Leslie drives.
But you might need your pins because we got to go through Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, I know, and that's terrible.
If you're driving, you better have your Depends.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because Kansas City driving through, I remember, going there. My aunt and uncle lived there when I was younger. But obviously, I was really young, 6, 7, something like that. So I slept most of the time. I didn't really pay attention to that. But a lot of times, if we had to drive through there, we'd drive through there really late at night when there was hardly any traffic. So, yes, repeat investigations are the way to go. The more you go there, the more data you can collect. You can write it in a notebook.
The more they get used to being there if they're there.
Yep. And that way you can kind of keep a log of what you've gotten each time, if there's any names that are being repeated, etc., etc. That's always a good thing to do too. Kim's got some new equipment to try out. A creepy ass doll. It's a REM pod, right?
REM pod, and then it talks by shadow movement.
Yeah.
So it's got the shadow thing in there. So if you hear the talking, then it's some shadow causing it. In the REM pod, you gotta touch it.
Yeah. It's creepy. It's creepy.
I like my creepy dolls.
Me and dolls have a past, so I really hope this doll doesn't move. Let's just put it that way. I don't think he built it to move.
I can have him build it to move.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We don't need things crawling at me, flying at me like that. No, sorry, ball. Not unless I ask it to. Because I really was trying to ask the one to do that to. Because it was a very boring night, and I was just like, oh my gosh, can you just fling yourself at me or something? Like, please do something. Like, I was just ready for something to happen.
I got our RC car, race car.
Oh.
I could put the doll on it, and then in the dark, you guys won't know if I'm pushing the button, and it can go across the floor at you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You wouldn't even have to do that to scare Leslie.
I just have to move to scare Leslie.
You don't even have to do that. You can just stand there in front of her while she's talking, and then she'll jump because she forgets that you're there. We love her, but she's easy to scare. And you don't even have to try, so.
No, I just standing there listening to everybody, and she turns around and screams.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. So, I really hope it is. I mean, this place, go check it out online. It does give you some creepy vibes to it. It does. I've been trying not to look at a whole bunch of the history because I just kind of want to see what I come up with when I'm there, or the names, and I don't want to look at a bunch of what everybody else has gotten. I've just heard that people said that they've had quite a bit of experiences there, so we'll see.
I know Creeps, I think, did when they went. I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyways, but we also not only we're doing that, and then I leave to go to Lollapalooza. Come back the week I come back from Lollapalooza, we have the event at Benton County. So if you guys,
and Edinburgh.
So
after
if you're,
that.
Yep. So if you're in the Iowa area, if you want to come to Benton County, it's in Benton County, right?
In Benton, Iowa.
Benton, Iowa. That's what I meant. And it's for the Benton County Historical Society. They're putting on an expo. So we'll be there.
It'll be held at the high school.
At the high school there, yeah. So come check us out. We'd love it if you stop by our booth. We like to hear everybody's stories. It's always fun to do that. The last one we did at Malvern, it was a hot one, but it was fun. And we got to hear a lot of people's stories. And we got to hear, there was a gal there that her aunts were both...
Two of them.
Yes, we're both lived at the manor, and so we got to hear stories about them and things like that. So we jotted down that information so that way the next time we go, we can. She said if you want to ask and see if they're there or whatever, we can.
She told us what rooms they used to be in.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting.
Plus, when we didn't have anybody visiting us, we were investigating our own room and stuff was going off.
Oh, yeah, it was, for sure. And, of course, there was a doll sitting on that radiator, and we put the, there was no electricity to this radiator or anything like that. We just set a tripwire on there because we brought the doll from the captain's room. I don't know why. I just felt like we had to take the doll down there. Set her down there, put the tripwire on, started asking questions, and that sucker would go off, especially the one in her lap. And then we had Kim's Scooby-Doo, the mystery van, go off.
It was sitting on the table away from her. And then that went off, and I think The cat went off once.
Cat went off. You had the flashlight turn on.
Yeah, the flashlight turned on by itself.
Yeah.
It was just sitting on the table. We never even used it. We just set it on the table to show them what kind of equipment we had, and all of a sudden it was on.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. So that's what we did, because that was a whole weekend thing. So we were there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday was the expo. So, you know, in our off time when we weren't having really anybody up there, because, I mean, it was really hot up in our area. So I don't blame people. But, yeah, we were getting stuff in there. So, you know, it was fun. It was fine.
And then we started talking about lunch. The tripwire would go off. We'd talk about they made homemade cookies and brownies. So I said, I was going to get some. You want some? And the tripwire went off.
Yeah. Yeah. Wanted a beef burger.
It wanted the beef burger. It wanted chocolate chip cookies.
So Kim got a cookie, and it literally sat there in her lap and kind of looked a little rough after sitting there for a few hours.
It was a little soft by the time we took it home, but it was still good.
Yeah.
The chocolate was a little melty.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure my candy bars did, because I put them in the cooler, and then the ice melted. And so that made for some really nasty candy bars. Like, oh, well, it is what it is. It was still a great time, you know, and I'm hoping that this next expo that we're going to at the Benton County, for the Benton County Historical Society, I hope they have a really good turnout too. They're going to have some good guests there.
Dave Schrader
Yeah.
is one of the speakers. Josh Hurt's a speaker. Jeff
Bellinger.
Yeah, he's a speaker. Well, they're going to give away a lot of gifts to sign up for a raffle. You don't have to be there to win. So,
yeah, so pretty cool things. We're gonna,
because Malvern's giving a night free investigation for one of theirs, and I think Benton County's doing the same thing.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, if you're, like I said, if you're in this area in Iowa, or maybe you want to take a trip, you can come down and visit us at the Benton County Historical Society Expo.
Because I think it's
in
only
Benton, Iowa.
$5 to get in.
Yeah, I think it is only $5 to get in. And they're going to have quite a few vendors there too, so all different things. Tarot, mediums, probably
Reikis.
healers. Yeah, people with all their crafts that they make, and you've got your people that have been on TV, you know, and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a fun day. So come check it out. We don't have a lot to talk about tonight. Like I said, we've had so much going on, but we wanted to check in with our all our friends that listen to us, because we do appreciate each and every one of you. We really do. And thank you for your continued support. Make sure that you guys are always tuning in. You can find us on all your podcast platforms. If you want to watch us live during some of our investigations, or find out where we're going, or things like that, you can check out our social media. You can go to our Facebook page, REP Paranormal and Friends, or you can log in to see our live feeds on Kim's Facebook page, which is Kim Addie Purvis. And then usually at a later time, she will transfer those over to our REP Paranormal and Friends page. We do also have Instagram and Twitter, and our Instagram is RE Paranormal 24. And you'll probably see a picture of me pop up, but I post all of our shows, our investigation stuff on there, so that way you can find out where we're going. And then, like I said, for the live investigations, you can actually go to Kim's page, Kim Addie Purvis, or our REP Paranormal and Friends Facebook page.
I will transfer it over after if we go live anywhere.
Yeah. Our Twitter, our X if you want to call it that, I still think of it as sweater, is Allison at RE Paranormal. So you can go there too to find out information on new shows, guests, expos, what we're doing, where we're going, etc. If you're into that.
The Benton County, there will be 46 tables.
There you go, 46
vendors and paranormal, you name it.
Yeah, so that's a really good turnout. So, like I said, if you're in the area, come check us out. It's $5. You can come in, visit with everybody there. I'm sure that you will have a great time. So, it's going to be good. Like, I really hope we have a good turnout for this.
I hope so. For their first one.
Yeah, and it's not
For
going to be
as
so
hot as
blessed hot.
Melbourne was, they had a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, they did, for sure. Yes. And that was their first one, too. Props to Dana and Dustin for doing that. They did a hell of a job. So, I know it's not easy to put on something like that, and they did a great job of doing it. So, I hope that they continue to do that and grow with their endeavors. So.
Oh, and they're having Hazel's wood fire pizza truck there for people
Yum.
that wants lunch and stuff.
Yum.
Try to see what else it says.
See if there's anything else interesting on there that might jump out. You know, most places do have your, you know, people selling your crystals and, you know, your tarot cards, and I'm sure they probably have some there that are doing readings and things like that. So, yeah, I just hope you guys all come out and check it out. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
No, I don't know.
Oh, well, then we're doing that. So,
We got the expo.
yes.
Then Edinburgh right after it. Then we've got the Klondike on the 17th. Then we got Labor Day weekend. We got the 2-day Melbourne.
Yep. So check us out for that one. I would like to do, because, I mean, we've done a 2-nighter there before, but during the day we really didn't go around and do any investigating, even though it was just the two of us for a while. I'm thinking maybe I might want to try that to see what we get during the day versus at night there.
That's what I was thinking.
Because you notice that, you know, the last few times that we've been out to investigate, it seems like we're getting more activity while we're trying to set up and prep than we are on an actual investigation. Like, we're trying to get stuff set up and all this stuff is happening and we don't have any recorders going yet. You know, we're getting everything set out and
We're going to have our recorders in hand from now on as we walk in the building.
yeah, as soon as we get in the building, we're going to turn it on. So when we meet the people, the owners or whatever, we're going to be like, sorry, we're recording this just in case anything is happening during this time. And we'll just mark everything that, you know, that it's them talking, whatever, etc. That's another good thing to do. Off topic, but when you're recording, mark your stuff. Like, if your tummy growls, or if you fart, or burp, or cough, or anything, mark it. So we don't think there's some kind of weird thing going on in there that we're like, oh my gosh, what is that sound? And it's just somebody's stomach or something. That's another good thing to do. It's hard. Sometimes you forget, and sometimes you start whispering, and then that gets hard because you're like, okay, is that one of us, or is that something else? Because sometimes you can't really tell.
I'm good at that.
Yeah.
I have to hit myself every once in a while.
I think every now and then we do get like that because you're like, oh my gosh, we got to be quiet because, you know, there's something going on, and if we're loud, they're going to move or do something. Well, we don't even know where they're at. We don't even know, you know what I mean? Like,
but your adrenaline's going.
Right, exactly. Anywho, I mean, that's pretty much all we really had to say. We just kind of wanted to check in, let you know what we're up to, you know, to come check us out on our social media. Make sure you guys download your favorite episodes of REP Paranormal and Friends on your favorite podcast platform. That helps us out tremendously. Like I said, So next week, I will give you kind of a rundown of who's going to be on here. 1 second. I have to go to this real quick, get in my computer here. Maybe if it'll go. Okay, so Carmen Turner-Schott is returning. She's going to be talking about her new book that she wrote with Bernie Ashman. He's unable to join us that night. But she's going to be talking about astrology's magical nodes of the moon, releasing the past and embracing the future. So that'll be exciting because last time her and I talked about astrology and that was pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. And then on August 1st will actually be a pre-recorded because I will be probably in a mosh pit somewhere dying of dehydration at these music festivals that I'm going to with my daughters. This was a really nice one to record too. Her name is Alison Gray. She is from the UK and she has a book called The Mindful Medium, and it's a practical guide to spirituality. So check that one out on August 1st. We do have some other guests lined up to be on, so there will be more coming your way. So just keep checking back. Like I said, you can check on our social media. Go to our Facebook, REP Paranormal and Friends. Live feeds, go to Kid Natty Purvis for show information, locations, etc. Go to our Instagram page, RE Paranormal 24, or X, if you want to call it that, Allison at RE Paranormal. Once again, like we say, we thank each and every one of you. Thank you, John, for joining us. It was a pleasure having you in chat and joining in with your conversations. We do love that when people come into, sorry, I got the hiccups, into our chats. We like to interact with you, so please don't be shy. We don't bite. Get in the chat. Say hello. You just want to say
have
hello.
Any questions, we'll answer them.
Yeah, we'll answer them the best of our ability. So, check us out. Join us. And peace out, everybody. Until next time.